Hello walkers, and welcome to the Max Inn area of Island Park. I'm going to talk to you in just a little bit after these cars go by. We are on the Henry's Fork of the Henry's Fork River in Idaho, Island Park area. And my name is Henry. I will be your proxy walker, your virtual travel guide. Welcome to City Walks, where we explore various places, sometimes cities, usually cities, and sometimes the occasional nature walk. This is going to be a little bit of a mix of both. As I said, this is Highway 20, and where it crosses the Henry's Fork River. People are out here fishing. It's about 7:30 in the morning. This is the Spring Hill Suites where we're staying. It's really nice, brand new. It's a rebuilt area of the actual Max Inn, M-A-C-K''S. We're trying again a 360 video here, as well as the standard video. You can see an old hotel over there. I don't think that was the original Max Inn. But the plan is to just kind of walk around this resort area, this vacation cabin area. Here at Max Inn, they have restaurants, and they also do float trips and boat rentals and tube rentals and all sorts of fun stuff. As you can see, they're still working on finishing up this hotel, working on walking on some dirt here. I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you'll enjoy this walk this morning. It is a beautiful morning. Like I said, it is, well, first of all, I want to say across the street there, in those woods, is Flat Rock Campground, the National Forest Campground, if you want to camp. I'll look up some stuff here. Whoops. Hold on. Dropped my recorder. Fell right out of my pocket. We're still recording though. It's a bit of a show this morning, as usual. Alright. I know it's backlit, but there's the hotel. We got stuff going everywhere. My apologies. It's really nice this morning. Maybe it's just that it's in the sun, but it says 39 degrees. It doesn't feel anything like that. That's Fahrenheit. 4 degrees Celsius. So I'm walking up a little hill now, but by and large, Island Park's pretty flat. Here we go, here's a better view of the hotel. They call it the city with the longest main street in the world because it's 33 miles long. Pretty big hotel there. Whew. Wikipedia says they only have 288 full-time residents. Seems low. But there are a lot of vacation homes here. It's a beautiful area. And Island Park was incorporated in 1947 as a loophole for the various vacation lodges to have a liquor license. At the time, in Idaho, you couldn't serve liquor outside of city limits. So they created the city, incorporated it, in which a good chunk of it is only 500 feet wide, long and big enough for the highway, and it goes for 33 miles. You can hear all the lovely birds. The Henry's Fork River itself is known for trout fishing, of course, and floating. Traveling Mel and the boys had the paddle boards out last night. Beautiful, slow-moving, shallow river at this point. And its origins are actually a few miles upstream at Big Spring, which is one of the highest volume natural springs out there. And I'm gonna try and go up there and have a kind of a quiet nature walk tomorrow morning. I'm squeezing this in as before Traveling Mel and the boys get up, as a I don't know, little morning time. Love the old log houses here. It really is a mix. I mean, it's not a high-end resort area, it's more of a cabin type area. I had someone request that I show the houses, so I'm going to do a little bit of that today. It's always a competition between what various people want. This is coming up on Gooding Street. I'm also going to talk a little softly today because it's in the morning, and oh, that's a nice big log house back in there. You probably can't see, these are not so nice, but probably old family homes, cottages. I know these pans are not ideal. It's late May. Another place I kind of want to do a walk, kind of a nature walk, kind of a mix, is up in the Last Chance section further downstream. And there's some restaurants and hotels and stuff. Just beautiful section along what's called Harriman Ranch. You can see a lot of these houses are probably built by the owners, it looks like. And the smell of the pine and that wood fire you probably just saw, it's wonderful. I like the porch on this with the burls. Some kid out here having a great time on that dirt pile. I don't know if there's anything more fun to a little kid than a dirt pile. Look at that, they've raised that up. Very cool. But the pine smell here, I think these are almost all lodgepole. There's a couple maybe ornamental aspens people have tried to get going, or maybe they're naturally here. I mean, they do have aspen in the area, but these lodgepole pine forests tend to be monocultures. Not a lot of room for other stuff. And so I suspect that I think these are spruce over here. I suspect those were planted intentionally. If you have any questions, or you have any comments or memories or additional info that I either didn't see, or I missed, or just got wrong, let me know in the comments of the YouTube channel. I appreciate that. There are several RV parks, glamping parks, campgrounds, etc. in the area. Yellowstone National Park, West Yellowstone, I think it's 25-30 miles away. That's in Montana, of course. And then Ashton, Idaho is, I think, 45 maybe? And I don't know what street this is. It's probably Big Springs Road. If you're watching on the 360, because I'm using the same audio for that, hope you'll let me know, give me some feedback on this. Is it too wobbly? Is it steady enough for you? I suspect that boarded up windows are just for the season, that they'll take those down when they come out and open up their cottage or their cabin. A little breeze this morning. Another thing that this area is known for, wildlife-wise, are moose. We went further down to another campground, because we're here on a paid job, on the Buffalo River and the Elk Creek. It's a beautiful, pristine river, but a lot of elk droppings. Not elk, moose, sorry. This is Bora Lane. It probably crosses right back over. Some cabins. You can hear the robin calling. I love how these houses are set back in the trees. They didn't come in, well, they're probably so old, but you know, a lot of construction, they come in and they have to clear out trees to get access to a site, and then you end up with this bare ground. That's no fun. Like being in the trees. Of course, in fire season, that's not ideal. We're going to make a left up here on Holly Street. I feel a little bit like the 360 camera is bouncing around. I'm not sure how to fix that without having a camera in each hand, which I don't think is a workable solution. Let me know if you have any ideas. I have it in the side of my backpack. Coming up on Shoshone Avenue, or Shoshone. I ran into this further down in the Pocatello area because the tribe is called Shoshone or Shoshone, and I don't really, I've heard both ways. Of course, not from anyone from the tribe themselves. So I'm still trying to figure that out. And of course, it could be, place names could be different than the tribal name as they've become anglicized or Europeanized. This is a very popular area for ATVing in the summer and snowmobiling in the winter. A lot of trails that are kept open. This is interesting, a charter school. back there. I think the pole of this 360 camera is wobbling around, and that's part of the problem. It's so long. We're laying off to the right. If you're in the area, you're definitely going to want to be bear aware as well. Coming up on Haley. So the paved road was Big Springs Loop Road, and we're gonna go, I think it's north, back to Big Springs Avenue towards the river, and we'll see some more cabins, such as this one. Pretty neat old house. Can't help but think how fun it would be to be here as a kid or as a family. Be able to ride your bikes around and explore the woods. You can check us out on Instagram, where I post once a week or so, on Facebook, and on Twitter. I also post other people's walks that I find interesting or worthwhile that I think you guys might enjoy. But speaking of Instagram, you can see some of our travels here on the Traveling Mel Instagram page at Traveling Mel MT for Montana. She's been doing stories along as we go. I wonder if mounting this 360 camera in the center of my backpack would work better. If you have any ideas on ways to rig this thing, let me know. Some old cabin that hasn't been quite opened up for the year yet. And the reason they put the plywood up I'm gonna duck in here. Technically it's trespassing, but nobody's home. And I don't have any negative intentions. So it's probably for two reasons. One, they get a lot of snow in here. Just a ton of snow. And two, although those front ones seem to be open, my guess is for bears. If they leave food in there, and late season, early season bears can get pretty hungry, and they might want to help themselves. An old box of Uncle Ben's or a pancake mix, any other sweet treats. Sorry about that, I forgot about the microphone. If I remember, or maybe I'll put it on Instagram. Took some drone shots of traveling Mel paddleboarding yesterday on the river. Got little Clark Road off to the right here, which isn't much more than a 2-track. And off to the left, we're gonna have a couple of these fancier places, but you've got these big gates, paved driveways. A little dark-eyed junco on the post here. That's what that is. It's 39 degrees, but the sun is making it so warm. Dog's just sounding the alarm. It's another fancy home, very nice. I'm gonna go up here. This is Fremont Street. I believe it dead ends off to the left, but I'm gonna give it a shot anyway. See what we can see. We might have to backtrack a little bit. Pretty fancy light posts for out here. Looks like we'll at least get a view of the river. You can see, I'm going to show you, that's moose scat. It's like deer scat, but 5 times as big. So this is probably a moose highway. A thoroughfare. There's a heron out here on the marsh next to this island. So much moose droppings. It's everywhere down here. There's a heron probably gonna take off here. Oh look, there you go. Did you make a cry? Some pelicans. Not happy to see me. So I think across the way is the Henry's Fork Club, or the Henry's Fork Country Club. With a lot of private cabins and club facilities, but also some public land. This dock is private property, so I'm gonna head back. Oh, look at the altitude here. Yeah, it's about 6,500 feet. It's like, is that 3,000 meters? 2,000 meters, sorry. Back onto Fremont Street. This is Big Springs Ave again. I'm going to show you that. I believe that just keeps going out. More houses. We're going to keep on along Fremont Street, heading southish, I believe. Oh, I believe our 360 camera just stopped. Am I gonna now complete? Oh, maybe it didn't. Anyway, we're gonna try and get going again. Last time I did this, the file ended up getting corrupted. Not really sure why. Thank you for your patience on that. There's an old one up to the right here. Nice one though. These old cabins, they have a specific smell to them. The old treated wood. It's awesome. It brings back a lot of memories for me. We lived in something similar in a different part up in Montana. It was great. I suspect a lot of these can be rented as vacation rentals. Oh, that's a big one back in there. Like a 2 or 3 story house back in there. We'll see in just a second. There you go. Back to Shoshone Avenue. Now, Avenue is, I think, going to be left up to it's more ambitious of a name than the street deserves, but that's okay. Look at this place. This isn't an old one. Brand new. So over here you have these garbage cans, and I'm not going to go in there, but they've got little locks on top. I believe that's to make them bear quote-unquote proof. We say the saying is a fed bear is a dead bear, because once they get accustomed to human food, well, that's a lot easier than digging up grubs. And so they'll start coming around humans, and eventually, well, there's definitely going to be property damage and possibly injuries, and that's not okay. So they end up euthanizing the bear. So if you're out west or anywhere, please do not feed the bears. That looks like some, oh, that's crazy. So I know this isn't, 360 people are going to be able to see this, but those are insects that have hatched in there. I thought it was maybe oil or some kind of construction debris, but all these things have them. Pretty creepy. I'm going to show you some more here. You can see the movement in there. That's pretty wild. If you know what that might be, hit me up in the comments below. Here's an older, probably a kit home. Sounds like an ATV coming. Sure enough. We are back on Big Spring Loop Road. See some snow piled up there, still a remnant. And then you've got some of these yellow flowers down here. I don't know if you can see them. Those are glacier lilies, I believe. Pretty delicate yellow flowers as we head west. This is Clark Lane, off to the right here. That's big enough to be a church down there. And then a dead end down here. So I said this place is flat, and it is compared to, say, around Livingston or Bozeman. But there are hills and drops and benches. They're just not as significant as in other places. I don't know if you can see back in there or not. It's a much bigger building. Morning. This is kind of cool, this bear sculpture. You know, we're not on Big Springs Loop Road. I think we're on a different one. Kind of a neat sculpture there. Crossing Haley Street. Again, I would be inclined to put a lot of air quotes around these street names. Streets and ave's and lanes. Really more tracks than anything. I don't know what one we're on. Let me see if I can look it up without getting the 360 angry. Cascade. We're on Cascade Avenue. Just showing you what I'm looking at, which is a 360 view. Sorry about that, folks. And you know what I've been trying to do recently is show my face a little bit. So for those on the 2D, here we go. Just gonna say a little hello here. Hi there. Welcome to Island Park. All right. A lot of traffic this morning, picking up. It is a busy season in this part of the world. People want to get out and travel again, and borders are closed, so They're exploring America, which is fantastic. But you want to expect shortages of rental cars and hotel rooms and campsites. Although the campsites just opened yesterday and the campgrounds, that was a Thursday, looked pretty empty. Lots of spaces. Some right along the river. It's nice. It's kind of a cool little place. Ramshackle. God. Interested in the origins of that word. Neat old travel trailer back in there. Very cool. See some mountains in the distance there. Not sure which ones those are. My son would know. I'm going to show you some glacier lilies. For those in the 2D world. Well, it's not even 3D, but in the flat world. There's a temptation to call these 360 videos 3D. And some of them are. But most of them are just spherical. Crossing Bora Lane. Let's head up that way. Back. No, let's go this way. I want to show you these mountains. There's a church or maybe a temple back in here. See if I can look that up. Yeah, it's a temple. Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Mormon Temple. We're not far from, of course, Utah, and there are, of course, Mormons that live everywhere, just like Episcopalians and Catholics. But Utah is, of course, they're very, there are a lot of people of Mormon faith there. And also in Idaho. And there's a lot of people from Utah that come up to Island Park. because it's not that far, really. A few hours, some old cabins over here. Gooding Street. This warehouse over here is the fire department. I assume that it's volunteer. I'm not sure what this building is. Looks like maybe a hardware store. Maybe Island Park Builders Supply. That's what that sign says. I assume it's all one big thing. Okay, off to our left, back in the woods, you might see some big RVs back in there. That's an RV park. Pretty nice one given all the trees. And a giant home. I don't know. That must be the owners of the RV park, maybe? Who knows? Across the street and give a better view of these mountains, even though this lens is so wide. It's pretty cool. Log manse. All right, they got a pop quiz coming for you folks, especially the younger ones. Little church in the pines off to the left. That's kind of cool. All right, pop quiz. If you're older than 25, you'll know this, maybe. What is that? It's not really a pop quiz. Everybody knows what those are. They've had a moving sale there. The deal is with this 360 camera not staying still. We're on Hunt Street. Look at these old cabins. Love them. I'm not sure this one's inhabited, but these others are. That one is, I think. That's kind of silly. Coming back to Max Inn. And you can also get gas from the gas station here off to the left, which can kind of make out the backup. One thing to keep in mind if you're driving through Highway 20, they have a lot of, it's 65 and then they'll drop down all of a sudden to 45, and they will ticket you. There's 4 or 5 of those places, sections, so be aware. I'm going to show you some of these rafts. I can't remember if I went that way or not. But you can see this brand new Spring Hill Suites by Marriott. We're not sponsored or anything, but it is really nice, and they've got this main room with a giant window that looks out over the river, and you can go down to the river, and they've got a bar and a restaurant, and the room's really nice. So consider them, I guess. Take you back out to the river here. This river, Henry's Fork River, which is the SNKE River. Henry's Fork is the Snake River, that's what it was. It flows down to a reservoir, the Island Park Reservoir, and then continues on down past Harriman Ranch, and eventually into the main body of the Snake, kind of, I think, down near Ashton. So I was going to show you these rafts. And I do not believe that there is any white water above the reservoir. We've even got a pizza and ice cream parlor that's going to open up. I don't know if they're open or not. And then across the way, they're building a Mexican restaurant. Somebody is. Sabor. And this little truck is affiliated with them, Cafe Sabor. And I suspect they will do quite well. We're going to get some music pumped out into the public space again. I never did my perambulation pontification today. Well, let me just go back to the quietude and lack thereof, and I will leave it at that. Look at this beautiful river. So serene and calm. The only thing I think that could make this hotel really much better would be if it were a quarter mile further upstream away from the road. That said, you kind of tone it out after a while. Very cool. Yesterday, there's you can't see it probably, but there's a osprey hovering, looking for food. There's a whole family of them out here last night hunting. We saw them dive several times. See the front of the main lobby there. That's what looks out onto the river. And then they've got a hot tub and some other stuff. So I want to thank you guys for joining us today. I'm going to wrap this up here as we return, and hope you'll join us again very soon. I'm going to try and do a couple more walks here in Island Park area, and I hope you will come back for those. I'll be doing some live streams at some point. Not from here probably, but also be doing some premieres. So check us out. I did start a Patreon account, so check that out if you're interested. And come back and see us soon. Till then, keep on stepping.